What's up, Scoop Podcast? I'm your host, Erica Krupin, and on today's episode, we are going to talk about consistency or why you're not consistent, why the hell I'm not consistent. So, if you are interested in hearing all about that, stay tuned. Business in general, it's if you're in it for the long game, right? And if you are just getting in, you think you're going to have this amazing immediate success and it's going to be fast and it's quick. The poop scooping industry may or may not be the industry for you. I like to look at this as the long game. When I got into business, yes, I got an influx of customers really quick because I posted a really good post in several buy sell trade groups and my business was really kickstarted. But as time has gone on, I've learned a lot of business skills, I've learned a lot of personal skills. And so I'm looking at this as not only am I building this business, I'm building a legacy, I'm building a brand, I'm also building skills that are stacking on top of each other every day, every week, every month, every year. And I'm not an expert. I'm right there with you guys. I'm just trying to get it figured out. I probably won't consider myself an expert for a long time. Maybe when I have 10, 20, 30 years as being an entrepreneur. But what I do have to offer is experience. And that's the reason why I do my podcast and I do the YouTube and I do the social media and sometimes do coaching calls only when I feel comfortable and confident enough that I can deliver the type of information that is worthy of somebody paying me. Because I'm not just going to speak out of my ass. I'm going to make sure that the information that I'm bringing to you is valuable. And if I say something that is wrong and I learn that it's wrong, I will correct it. I will correct it immediately. And I'm going to talk about that type of situation here when we talk about consistency because I've been asked a few times about writing a business plan. And people have asked me, "Do you need one?" And I've said, "Nah, I didn't write a business plan, so no, I don't think that you actually need one to start your business." I have a different opinion and I have a different viewpoint on that. So let's get into it. But before we do, I want to thank you so much for listening. I also want to know, how's your week been? What'd you do? What'd you get into? Did you relax? Did you have a lot of fun? Did you get wild and crazy? Did you work? What's up? What's been going on? And also, I wanted to touch base about last week's episode. Last week, I talked about route density. I talked about using your current customers as a way to create route density and get neighbors and people on the same street. Now, first things first, another app or a useful tip that you can use, it's an app called Nextdoor. You might want to go ahead and check that out. I've been using that for the past 5 years. I'm not super duper active on it, but I do have a profile. I do post on there semi regularly. And the community kind of does its thing. Like it recommends me and it gives me reviews. And I recently got a letter in the mail from them, which was really, really cool. So if you haven't checked that out yet, it is for locals, it's for people within your community. Check it out. See what it's about. So I like that. And then I also got a comment on the video over on YouTube. One of the customers says, or one of the customers, one of the viewers says they've been in business for 3 months and they don't have any customers yet. So I made a response video back to them, but they haven't responded back, asking if there's a market for this. You're going to approach it differently versus if there's already a market for this industry or if there's not. If there's already a market, people know about the service. They've heard of it, they're familiar with it. But if you are the first company in your area, the beginning of your business and probably for the longevity of it until other people start seeing your success, because success leaves clues and other people see you killing it out there and doing your thing, they're probably going to want to start their own business. And then you're going to develop your own, essentially, your own competition, right? And so when you're getting into it, the only type of competition you have if there's no market for it is yourself versus the customers. You need to create awareness that this service is available. You need to educate people about this service, create the need for it, and make it easily accessible for them to sign up. And it's going to be hard work. You have to get crafty, you have to be persistent, and you have to be patient. I can't tell you step by step exactly what to do, but I will say that if I was in the type of situation where I was the first to the market, I would do the same things that I did before. I would record myself servicing properties. I would make sure that I'm going to the local vet offices and dropping off cards and making connections with those people. I would still join the Chamber of Commerce. I would still create my Google listing and my Facebook page, post content on my business page, then share it onto my personal page and not do it in like a salesy way. Work on your indirect marketing. And if you literally are like, I don't even have a dog, like I can't even record myself scooping up dog poop. Here is what I suggest. Here's what I would do. I would offer some service for free. And you might be like, what? For free? Monetarily for free. I would post on my social media or reach out to my friends and family that have a yard that I would want to service. Not a super duper large property. You don't want all that. A smaller yard, 1/4 of an acre or less. 1/4 of an acre I consider a medium-sized yard. Just want to give you a heads up. A smaller size yard here in Michigan is 1/8 of an acre. So a medium to small yard, 1 to 2 dogs. You don't want to scoop a yard that has 5, 6, 7 dogs when you're doing this monetarily for free. But the stipulations are going to be that you can record your service. And you're like, I don't know how to record. You get your phone, you get a tripod, and you just hit record. And you move the tripod along with you as you're servicing the property. And you're going to want to get this footage. You're going to want to get not super close ups because you guys, people don't want to see dog shit on their feeds. They don't want to see it. I don't even want to see it. I am a dog poop professional. I don't even want to see that kind of crap. It's not appealing to the eye, okay? People don't want to see that shit. Literally. They want to see dogs. They want to see stuff like that. But you scooping up dog poop from the distance, showing how many, dog poop bags, like bags of waste you're removing from a property, that is the type of content that you can add text overlay. You can add a trending audio to it. You could do a voiceover. There's a lot of options. So you're going to want to do that. You're going to want to take some pictures. You're also going to require this person that's getting the monetarily for free service, they're going to need to leave you a Google review, a Facebook review on your business Facebook page, and ask them if they would be willing to share it onto their social media. Hey, they're getting the service for free, right? They're getting the service for free. And you could write something for them and just say, you're a new business, you're local here in town, you're trying to get on your feet, this is the service that you offer. Get creative, come up with your verbiage. And while you're performing these services, you're also collecting data. You're seeing how long it's going to take to provide the service. And you're going to jot all that stuff down. Like, 2 dogs, a standard size yard, 1/8 of an acre. They said it's been 3 months worth of waste. And you're like, holy crap, that took me an entire hour. How much should you be charging? How much should you be charging? Me personally, if it took us an entire hour to do that clean, bare minimum we would be charging that person is $60. That's the bare minimum. A one-time clean, 2 dogs, standard size yard for us starts at $110. That's where our cleans are at. But if you're new in business and you're just trying to get your feet wet, you're just trying to build up those reviews, you're just trying to get the experience, you're just trying to get out there, I could see you doing it for $60. I mean, I wouldn't go any lower than that. I think when I first started, I was doing everybody's first time cleans for $50. You get a clean, you get a clean, you get a clean, everybody gets a clean for $50. And that's what worked for me, right? That's what worked. And I was able to gain the experience, and then I was able to learn that that was not a good idea. And then we keep it moving. Okay? It takes time to learn. I do a couple of those. Get a one dogger, get a larger yard, start building up your portfolio so you're able to share stuff on social media. And then also, if your page is like weak, your business page, because you need to have a Facebook business page, you need to have an Instagram page. If it's weak, I want you to go ahead and check out Derby City Poop Scoops. He has a really good active page. Turd Burglars out of Indy. They have a really good page. San Diego Squad. She does really good with a video recording herself doing services and posting it. And who else? There's a company out in Arizona. Hold on a second. Let me look them up really quick. Ah, goodness, you guys, I'm so sorry. I'm completely drawing a blank on what his business name is. I can like visualize him right now, and I can't think of who it is. Just keep doing that research and just don't you can't be lazy. You can't think that people are just going to come to you because they don't. Especially now, like 2023, business is getting tougher and tougher. So you got to be out there. You have to hustle, you have to be grinding, you have to be creative, you have to get involved in the community. And like I talked about in the previous episode, you basically need to be a media company and then a pooper scooper service. A media company first, a pooper scooper business second. Red Solo Cup, I lift you up. Let's have a party. What are you guys sipping on? I'm sipping on iced. Well, once upon a time it was iced coffee, and now it's mediocre warm coffee. But that's okay. That's okay. We're doing the things. But let's talk about it. Let's get into consistency. What do I have? I have 10 reasons of why you're not consistent. 10 reasons of why I'm not consistent. Jeez, why are we so not consistent? It's a lack of clear goals. Remember a couple minutes ago when I talked about maybe misguiding some people, misguiding myself because I didn't understand the importance of a business plan? I didn't. I didn't understand the importance of a business plan. And even though I've hit six figures with my business, I haven't been able to hit $500,000. I haven't been able to hit $1 million. I've just been kind of toggling between that like 150 and 250,000, like back and forth, back and forth. Like I haven't hit 250 yet. My goal was 250. I'm not going to hit it. And it's like, well, why? And I think about my goals and I think about the, things I want to achieve. And I'm foggy. My brain's like, I don't know. I don't know if I could do that. But that's what the issue is. I didn't come up with a business plan. And if you haven't yet either, and you're feeling a little foggy, you're not sure where you want your business to go, a business plan it's going to be important because that's going to help give you the clarity. I don't have my business plan yet, but I'm going to start working on it. I'm going to do a podcast about the outline for the business plan. And I don't think this is something that can be written like super quick, right? I need to go look through it, collect all the data, see what I already have available, what I've already created, and put that into the binder that I have purchased for my business plan. This might take a few months. And if you guys are curious, if you want to come along the journey with me while I'm writing out my business plan, let me know because I would be more than happy to bring you guys along and get some damn clarity. Because if you don't have clarity with your goals, you're just blindly walking around. How are you supposed to get to, how are you supposed to get to the destination? Also, do you lack confidence? I do. I lack confidence. When I think about having $1 million business, I'm like, I don't have the skills. I am not smart enough to have $1 million business. Are you kidding me, Erica? Are you you 110% have the skills to have $1 million business. You have a six-figure business. Why can't you have $1 million business? You got to do the same exact things that you're doing now, just at a greater volume, and be able to have those difficult conversations and be able to handle chaos and stressful situations. Instead of focusing on the problem, focus on the solution. I think we get so focused on the problem instead of focusing on the solution, that we just get overwhelmed and it's just too much, and it's like it distracts us from what the end goal is. And if you don't have the confidence to create the goal, how are you supposed to create the goal and then come up with a plan to achieve the goal? It's a vicious cycle. And I had to hire a coach. Yes, I needed to hire a female that was a little bit older than me, that's far more successful to me, and somebody that I looked up to, and somebody that it's not afraid to lift me up, pour into me, but also get all over my behind for not following through with what I said I was going to follow through with. She's having those difficult conversations with me and teaching me things that I don't know. There's certain things you don't know what you don't know, and she's teaching me that stuff. Hallelujah. And the cool thing about the coach is I can ask really good questions, but there's times where I'll tell her, like, this is the issue I'm having. I don't know what question to even ask you. So I tell her what my feelings are, and she listens. And then she has enough business sense to kind of process it and be like, this is what I see, right? Because she's not coming at it from an emotional standpoint. She's coming at it from an outside perspective. There's no skin in the game for her, and she's coming with logistics. Like, how many times have you had an issue, right? You've had a problem with something, and you can't seem to figure it out, but you have a friend that's having an issue, and it's clear as day. You can be like, oh, here's the solution. You got to do this, this, and this. It's because your emotions aren't involved in it. Emotions make everything so foggy and so muddy. And when you take the emotions out of it and you have the focus, you can see it so much more clear. Number 2, baby, overwhelming commitments. Have you ever overcommitted yourself? Guilty. I overcommit myself all the time, personally, professionally, all the time. Sometimes you got to say no. And you have to be okay with feeling bad, because I can't tell you, like, just don't feel bad about it. I still feel bad when I have to say no to somebody, and I feel bad when I have to say no to myself, but I have to. I have to say no to other people so I can say no to myself. I have to say no to myself so I can say yes to other things. And this life, everything's like pushing and pulling. It seems like the more successful you get, the more positive you put out in the world, the more people want your attention. They want they want your time. And it's okay. It's okay to do those kind of things, but you have to list of, like, what's your priorities? What do you need to take care of first? So then you're able to achieve the goals, because if you don't have enough time, we only have so much time. You can't get it all done at once. And number 3, baby, lack of accountability. I struggle with this. I have a lack of accountability. I struggle with the consistency of holding myself accountable. Because I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this, and then I don't set a deadline, or if I do set a deadline, I don't finish it because I just give myself too much wiggle room. And here's the thing. A task is going to take as long as you allow it. Have you ever taken all day to do something, and then knowing damn well that if you were to really put your mind to it and hustle and bustle, you could probably have it done in 45 minutes to an hour? We've all been there. So it's the lack of accountability. And if you cannot hold yourself accountable, this is where a coach is going to come into play. If it's a fitness coach, if it's a counselor, a business coach, a mentor, somebody that is doing the things that you want to do, or somebody that you admire. You can't have somebody hold you accountable that is not achieving better things, because how are they going to hold you accountable? How are you going to respect them? You know what I'm saying? You need to have somebody hold you accountable that you have the utmost respect for. You value their time, you value their knowledge, and you value them as a person. Number 4, a fear of failure. How many times have you not done something because you're afraid? You're just afraid that you're going to fail. And you're like, I'd much rather just not even try it because I know I'm not going to be any good at it. I've done it. I've done that several times, especially with like motorbikes, four-wheelers, go-karts, stuff like that. I don't know why, but I just feel like I've done it before. I've rode all of that stuff before, but as an adult, I feel like I'm gonna fail, like I'm gonna fall and I'm gonna hurt myself. And so my husband and the kids, they go out and they have fun and they get wild and they get crazy. And I just sit on the sidelines because I'm a little chicken. I'm a little scaredy cat. I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to do it. And then everybody's going to laugh at me. What? Nobody's going to laugh at me? That's so stupid. But why? Why do we care what other people think so much? When at the end of the day, their opinions of us essentially don't matter. The opinions of ourselves and how we feel about ourselves is what truly matters. And to me, if there's something that I want to do and I don't try it, that's a deeper failure than actually trying it and not being able to do it, because at least you tried. And that's something that bothers me every single time. Every single time they're all playing and they're getting it, I'm like, oh, I should really do it. I should do it. And it bothers me. I think about it. What's that thing in your life that really bothers you that you're like, oh, gosh, I really, really want to try it. But I'm not trying it because I'm afraid of the failure. Do you have that thing in your life? If so, drop it down. Drop it down in the comments if you're listening to this over on YouTube. I don't think on the podcast you can drop anything in the comments, but definitely drop it in YouTube. I'm curious. What's that one thing that just get you? And number 5 is personal. This is like a visceral thing for me and my lack of consistency is the ineffective habits. Okay? Let's talk about habits and habit stacking. This is such a deep one. Okay, I want to do 75 hard. Okay? We've talked about this before. I made it 12 days and then fell off the wagon. And here's why. Let's just turn it in on me. I need to figure out how I operate, okay? And I need to pay attention to that and actually follow through with it. Okay, I know when I'm the most productive mentally, and I know when I'm the least productive mentally. So if I need to do business stuff, something that's really challenging for my brain, I need to do that earlier on because later in the day, it's not happening. Like my brain is shutting down. So what I was struggling with was the reading. I dropped the ball with the reading and then everything else fell apart. Okay. So I need to do my reading in the morning. Same thing with my business stuff. If I need to work on a document, if I need to respond back to certain emails, if I need to do something within the schedule, update clients' information, whatever it may be, I have to do that early on because as the day goes on, it doesn't happen because I'm not at my most clarity. And being self-aware and recognizing that, and then also making the routine, making the habit, be like, nope, Erica, you're not going to do this right away. You have to read this book because you know damn well you're not going to read it tonight. It's better to read it at 7 a.m. than 7 p.m. And that's where I made the mistake. So if you have a goal, you need to write down the goal. You need to write down the steps that's going to help you achieve that goal and then prioritize the things that you need to get done sooner than later. And you need to stop procrastinating. You have to stop procrastinating. You're literally procrastinating your goals, your hopes, and your dreams away because life is going by. We're getting less and less time every second, every minute, every day. Okay? So there's no time like the moment. And this isn't something that comes natural to me either. I have to literally remind myself this every single day. Like today I want to go work out. I'm going to go work out. But I had already put some makeup on and I was like, if I go work out, I'm not going to come back here and put makeup on again and record. So I need to record this. At least it's done. I'll go and do my workout because that's fine. And then I can come back and I can edit. And then number 6, a negative mindset. We've all been there. Have you ever just been in a negative, you've had a bad day, something bad happens, and then you're in a bad mood, and then something else bad happens, and it's just like perpetually like one bad thing after another. You spill your coffee, what's left of your coffee, your charger cord drops into that, and then all of a sudden you go buy some food and you drop that on the ground when you're trying to get your truck door open, and you get stuck by a train. You get home, you burn your sausages on the grill because you zoned out, and it's just one thing after another, and you're like, what the fuck is even going on right now? But then you also have those days where it's all lights are green. Never hit one train. Every single customer that you're servicing, the yard is scooped beautifully, no issues. You get home, you feel like you're gliding through your day, because positive attracts positive and negative attracts negative. If you're like, I can't do this, this is so hard, flip it. No, this is easy. This is easy. I can do this. Yeah, this is easy. Fake it till you make it, bluff it till you get it, whatever. You have to work on your mindset, because I'm telling you, I've been around a lot of people. I talk to a lot of people, and there's some people that always have an issue. They have the victim mentality. They are the common denominator, but they just can't see it. They just can't see it. And if that's you, you need to be able to see it, and you got to work on your self-awareness. Holy shit, you got to do it, man. And try to get out of that negative mindset. Oh, goodness. And number 7, the instant gratification. I am soon to be 36 years old. I am a millennial, okay? I lived in a time where we didn't have Amazon, we didn't have social media, we didn't have cell phones, we didn't have any of that stuff. I remember when my dad got his first cell phone, and it was it was great. It was big. He even had a car phone. One time we had a phone. It was a house phone that was like in our couch, because we still had landlines. And when I was in middle school, that's when we started to go through the transition of having cell phones where you had to pay per minute, and then you started to get the unlimited texting. And I remember having to call people or have people call me after 9, because that's when it was free. Technology is crazy. In the past 20 years, technology has just been nuts, and us millennials have seen it, and we're adapting and we're figuring it out, and it's wild. So even though I order something from Amazon and it doesn't get here in the 2-day shipping like it says it is, I get irritated. But then I remember, like, there was a time, my dad was calling me, sorry. There was a time where we didn't have that. And so I have to like remind myself and check myself that even though we live in this fast-paced world, things can't happen super fast, even though I really, really, really want them to happen super duper fast. I want it now, and I want it here. And what is it? Violet? Was it Violet from God, what's that movie called? Willy Wonka. I want it now, Daddy. I want it now. That's how we sound. We sound like a bunch of babies wanting stuff now, and we just need to be patient. We have to trust the process that we're putting in place, and understand and have realistic expectations that things take time, and they take trial, and they take error. I'm super ADHD, and I want shit done now. Also because I have anxiety. And my husband reminds me on a regular basis to chill the fuck out. To chill out. Because I'm literally, what's that song? I'm in a hurry to get things done. I want rush until life's no fun. That's literally me. All the time. So let's just all chill the F out, okay? Let's do that. External extractions. Number 8, social media. What you're listening to right now is a hella distraction. It's such a blessing, but it's also such a distraction. I spend and waste so much time on social media scrolling because it's easy. We don't have to think. We can zone out. We're getting those dopamine hits. We're getting the feel goods. We're getting the eye stimulation, the audio stimulation, and it's all good, right? But this is the thing. It's distracting us. It's all a distraction. It's all a distraction. So we have to create boundaries. on what external distractions we're going to allow in and create boundaries. Like, I moved all of my social media apps to the last page on my phone in one folder. And I wish there was a timer on it. Does anybody know of a social media app or something that where I can lock that stuff away until I'm finished with my tasks? Because that would be great. Let me know if there is, because that's something that I definitely struggle with as well. But just try to get rid of those external distractions. And number 9, lack of discipline, which we've talked about this before. Just telling yourself no. No, I'm not going to eat that cookie. No, I'm not going to have that drink of alcohol. No, I'm not going to go do this trip until this document's done within my business, because there's a pain point and I need to create a page for my standard operating procedures. Sometimes you literally just have to shut down everything else that's not an emergency and focus on this one thing and stick to it. You have to stick to it, because discipline or lack thereof are just going to let people run rampant and run wild. I'm not here to judge. I'm just observant, okay? This is what I've observed. You have parents that discipline their children, and you have some parents that don't discipline their children. And from my observation, the parents that discipline their children have much better children. And the parents that don't discipline their children are wild. Is that a good thing or is it a bad thing? That's for you to decide. All I know is my dad disciplined me. In today's age, today's times, it would be considered child abuse. But guess what? I'm not on drugs. I've never been to jail. I don't have, I guess I'm not here to judge. But statistically, here we go. Statistically, if you graduate high school, you have a job, and you don't have a bunch of kids young, statistically, you're going to be more successful, right? I have a job. I graduated high school. I decided to not have children super young. So therefore, I'm doing pretty good. I decided to start this business and really focus to it, and all the decisions that I'm doing is leading me in a direction that is positive for me. And so I'm happy with my choices. And so if you are struggling in life, you got to look at your decisions. What decisions were made to get you into a position to where you're not happy? And that all comes with discipline. I may not be able to all the time control not eating something bad, right? Or overeating. That's something that I struggle with. And I'm going to pay for that eventually. I'm going to pay for that. But that's a slow going thing. Eventually, I will pay for that. But my choice to not do hard drugs allows me to live a better life. Okay. All right. I feel like I go on and on and on about that topic. But anyways, let's just talk about like changing priorities. Like number 10, where are your priorities? Priorities can change over time. But if you have like a grand goal, a grand scheme, then you have the focus, right? And it doesn't have to stay like that for the rest of your life. You can have a main focus for 5 years, right? And you have different seasons of your life. So if you're in grind mode, it's your priority is to work, stack a bunch of money, gain a bunch of experience. Then you can transition. You're like, okay, I made this money. I gained this experience. Now maybe you're switching over to, what am I going to do with this money? I'm going to educate myself and I'm going to learn how to invest it. I'm going to learn how to make this money make more money for me. And then when you're able to do that, then your money is making money for you. Things are running smooth. And you're like, you know what? Maybe I should rest. I need to rest. I want to travel. I want to spend time with family. Pour into yourself. As life goes on, your priorities are going to change. And some things that were really important to you a long time ago may not be important to you anymore. And that's okay, because you're growing and changing as an individual. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, I used to love running. I ran every single day. I would run miles and miles and miles and miles because I loved it. I'm so not interested in running now. I don't want to do it. I have no interest in running. And I think to myself, well, why? Because your priorities have changed. Your needs have changed. Your needs aren't the same as they used to be 6 years ago, 10 years ago. Like, calm down. in closing with this segment, like overcoming your struggles with consistency requires a combination of a lot of things. Your goal setting, your self-awareness, time management, building positive habits, seeking support. If you don't know how to do any of that stuff, find people that are willing to help you out. If you have somebody successful in your life and you go to them and they know that you're serious about it, more times than none, they're going to be willing to help you. But if you're one of those people that are making excuses and they can tell that you're not about it, that you're just on the bullshit, they're not willing to help you, you might need to, and if they turn you away, you need to look inwards and be like, well, why don't they want to help me out? Instead of, thinking like, oh, they're a selfish asshole. They don't want nothing to do with me. I don't understand why they won't help me. Maybe it's because you don't even want to help yourself. Okay? So think about that. Sorry if that was a bit aggressive, but you have to cultivate a good mindset. You got to embrace learning, right? Instead of having a fear of failure, you need to address the underlying issues and just keep being good to yourself, or start being good to yourself. If you haven't started, it's time, baby. It's time. But now that I've poured into you guys, let's talk about me. Let's talk about me a little bit. What's going on? Remember that app I was telling you guys about earlier, Nextdoor? It's the Nextdoor app. I got a letter from them stating that I am a Nextdoor fave. They gave me a sticker. They wrote me a letter. They have some social media posts that I can talk about and I can post on social media. And even though I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so great, there's a couple layers to this. I feel like, wow, I've done a really good job. The community loves me. Two, the community loves me. They're talking about me. I barely post on there and I'm getting a lot of love. And three, Nextdoor is a genius, right? So they're giving us entrepreneurs, neighborhood fave, fan fave. So then we wear the sticker, we post on our social medias, and now we're creating awareness for their app, because I'm not the only one that got it. I see several other pooper scoopers, even ones within my community, that are getting this as well. So we're out here excited because we got an honor, right? Because who doesn't want to be honored? Who doesn't want to be bragged about? All of us want that. We all love it. It makes us warm and gushy inside. So now we're sharing this all over social media. So which kind of leads me back to social media posts. If you can't think of anything to post, one thing that I used to do in the beginning on my business page is I would do dog of the month. I would do like a little competition, like submit your dog and we'll vote and see who would be the cover photo of the month dog. That post did so well. I got super overwhelmed. I did it for like a year, dropped the ball, stopped doing it, and then started doing it again, and it lost its momentum. But what I was thinking about doing, which I didn't have the energy or the manpower at the time, doing it for an entire year and then having the conversation with those people, asking them if you could turn those dogs, the cover photo of the month, into a freaking calendar for your business and then sell that. You can donate the money. You can invest it in your business. I don't know. You can do whatever with it. I do believe that you would need to get like a release form for the picture. I don't know all the logistics behind it, but go ahead, steal that idea. I wouldn't be mad at you if you did. Let me know how it turns out. So there's that. I also have a huge opportunity next month. Me and my husband, we're flying out to Tennessee next month for the huge convention. I have the honor of being a guest speaker doing a demo at the Jobber booth. So I will be presenting. I'm going to put together a presentation. I'm going to put together a demo. I'm going to interact with the crowd, answer some questions, work my magic, do my thing. I'm so excited, you guys. This has been one of my goals. I do want to public speak. I want to get in front of people. I want to motivate. I want to educate. I want to inspire. I want to do all the things. And so me doing my social media and doing this YouTube channel and teaching you guys has led me to this. And I'm very, very excited. I don't know all the details yet, but once I get more, I'll let you guys know. And if any of you are going to the huge convention, please, please, please stop by the Jobber booth. Say hi. Let's take a photo. Let's swap some handshakes or hugs or, what fist bumps, whatever you're into, because I would greatly, greatly appreciate that, you guys. I've talked to you on social media and we've interacted this way, but if I could, interact with you in person, I would just love that. I really, really, really would. So there's that. I'm excited. I'm pumped up. I will give you more information when I get that figured out. I did want to check in with you before I head out of there. Did you do the homework from last week? Okay? If you're like, what are you talking about? The homework from last week was to pay attention when you're scrolling on social media or you're opening your mail, watching TV, driving down the road. What kind of advertisement caught your eye? And then taking that piece of advertisement and analyzing it. Was it funny? Was it the music? Was it the writing? Was it the picture? What was it that caught your eye? And then take that inspiration and create yourself a couple social media posts for your business page and for Google or for wherever your line of traffic is. Um, if you haven't done it yet, that's okay. Do it this week and check back in with me. Leave it down in the comments, either on YouTube or Instagram, because I'm serious. I'm serious. This kind of stuff works, you guys, and I just want you to be intentional. I want you to pay attention, because I feel like we just blindly go through this world and we're not realizing that all the clues are right in front of us. All these larger companies out here that can spend millions and millions and thousands of dollars into advertising, they're leaving clues all over the place. We just have to be observant enough and pay attention to it and use it for our benefit as the little guys, because we can't afford that. We don't have the pockets. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to get out of here, you guys. I appreciate you so much. This was excellent talking to you. I really hope that you like this podcast. Let me know if you are interested in hearing about the business plan, because that's on my list of stuff that I need to do, because your girl needs some clarity. I need a roadmap, and it's never too late to do it. Yeah, I'm 5 years in business. That's okay. Now I have a lot of knowledge and I have a lot of experience to be able to put this bad boy together, and I would love to take you along the journey with me. I drop a new episode every week. My goal is 52 episodes in 52 weeks. This is episode 42, baby, baby. And until next time, bye.